I decided to come on just a minute early just so I can pull up my live on the other side of the screen because with me and the scheduling issues I've been having. So if you're watching the replay, go ahead and fast forward a minute or so and we will get started in just a second. I just want to pull up my comments and make sure that I'm good to go. And as you are popping in, say hello so I could say hello back. Okay, it looks like I am good to go. Okay, let's pull this back just a little bit. There we go. Sorry about that, friends. I just wanted to make it better. Well, happy Sunday, my friends. Hope you are all doing well. Today is Sunday, October 26th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you are watching me live right here, you are watching me live at that time. If you are live, say hello. If you're watching the replay that's past 9 a.m., go ahead and say hello too. I always like to know where you're tuning in from. Good morning, Denise, my friend. Welcome in. Hope you are doing well. And if you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome. If you are new, my name is Tammy Civello and welcome to Cards by TLC. And each week, I try to go live every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Sometimes life happens and we don't quite make it. So I apologize if you missed my template Thursday last week. So we are here. It is Sunday, October 26th, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we're going to be doing gift card holders. It is that time of year that people are looking for quick and easy gift card holders. So today I thought I would bring you 3 different fun gift card holders. I'm showcasing the online exclusive Ornamental Christmas Bundle paired with the modern Christmas designer paper. I'm also going to incorporate the nested essentials dies on, I believe it's the second project or the third project. It's the third project. So I love this. It's your black, gold, and white. Again, this always reminds me of my mom. She was this type of Christmas person. She did love her tradition colors of Christmas, but she also loved her black, gold, and white. Good morning, Kelly. Welcome in. You are a first-time viewer from Wisconsin. Well, my friend, thank you for joining me. I hope you like today's gift card holders. We are going to go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and pull this out. Like I said, we are using the Ornamental Christmas Bundle. It is a cling mount stamp set, which as of November, we're going to be retiring the red rubber cling mount stamps. Everything's going to photopolymer. I personally love a photopolymer stamp set just because it's easier for me to line things up. So, and then these are the dies. I love these dies. I apologize for not having the magnets. I'm waiting. I need to order some and get those in. So we also have new packaging. So I'll be showing that next week. So I'm excited about the new packaging. And today I'm going to go ahead and get this designer paper out of the way and bring in today's gift card holders. So we have 3 gift card holders. Love these. I personally like a simple gift card holder, nothing too complicated, because I do a lot of gift card giving. My nieces are at that age where they're adults and they really like gift cards. And I know if you have teenagers, it's hard to buy for them unless they're very specific. So here is the first gift card. Just a standard, very basic gift card holder. This is project number 1. Project number 2, we're doing a Z-fold gift card holder. So I have DSP on the front and DSP on the back. And we are also showcasing the, I think it's like the gold foiled frames and labels. I think that's what it's called. So this is what we are using. And then this one, I really love this one. I know there's not a whole lot of room to write, and you can always add a back panel to the back, but I really liked the door gift card on this one. It's really fun and different, but yet still simple. So we're going to be creating these 3 gift cards today. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, all of the sizes and dimensions will be on my blog post tomorrow at cardsbytlc.com. So if you are looking for the sizes and dimensions, it will be on my blog post tomorrow. And if you have not yet subscribed to my blog, head over there after the live. Hit the subscribe button for my blog as well as subscribing to my newsletter. They are both off to the right-hand panel of my blog. So let's go ahead and get started. Good morning, Patty. Welcome in. And then we're going to go ahead and get started on this one. Let's bring in our pieces. I'm going to go over the pieces first and foremost, and then we will do the scoring right after that. So I have a top folding card base at 4 1/4 by 11, and we're going to be doing the scoring in just a moment. We're going to be rotating that and making it a side fold. And then we have a basic white panel piece for the inside, which is 4 by 5 1/4. Our DSP pieces, this one is a 4 by 4, and this piece is cut at a 1 1/4 by 5 1/2. So let's go ahead and do our scoring, and we're going to be heat embossing, which is my first love when I first became a card maker. Absolutely love heat embossing. So we're going to be scoring at 1 1/4. Let me go ahead and get this out of the way. I'm going to lift this up. We're going to be scoring at 1 1/4 right here. And 5 1/2. So 1 1/4 and 5 1/2 for our first card fold. And then get your handy dandy bone folder. You definitely need your bone folder for these cards anytime you do a box or a gift card holder. I personally like bone folders to crease those edges. And then we're just gonna fold this in, and then you will want some sort of circle punch. I personally think a punch would work better on notching. I have just a old 1-inch punch. It's not even a Stampin' Up one, but you can get any circle punch that you would like, and we are going to go ahead and cut a notch out for our gift card. I'm going to flip this over so I can see this lined up in the middle here, and a flying piece. So that is that, and we are going to go ahead and work on the inside part of our card. Hi, Kathy. Welcome in, my friend. Happy Sunday. Okay. And I'm just going to line that up in there like that. Then I'm going to take my 1 1/4 piece of DSP, and I'm going to bring in, this is a brand new bottle, so I have to be careful. Bring in my glue. Anytime I'm laying down layers or panel pieces, I always like to do a liquid adhesive, and I got a little too aggressive right there at the top with that glue, but it's a new bottle. Okay, now we're going to work on our gift card pocket piece. So we're going to just add, I'm going to bring in some tear and tape, and we're going to add adhesive here and here. Just a little strip right here. Doing it as close to the top as possible without going over, but you want room for your gift card. So you need some sort of thin adhesive, and liquid glue would work just fine on these as well. So if you just want to add some liquid glue to the top and to the bottom, go ahead and do so. I always like just a little bit of a sturdier hold on this, just to hold it down better. I know this DSP is absolutely stunning. Okay, and then I'm just gonna come in here, switch out my gift card from up there on the sample and slide that in. So there is the inside of the gift card holder. Now we're going to work on the front. Let's go ahead and work on some heat embossing. And I need a piece of, oh, I did die cut. To save some time, I went ahead and die cut out our pieces. Here is the ornament piece that I die cut out in basic black. I went ahead and did my ribbon. We are using the gold and black ribbon, which is part of the gold, black, and white twine. And then I took some gold foil and I die cut the top of the ornaments. And then I also die cut out the star pieces. You have a couple of strips of stars dies in there that you can decorate with, and we're going to go ahead and do our heat embossing. Let's go ahead and put down our panel first. There we go. This paper is so gorgeous. Oh, I need to, before I glue that down, I want to bring in this piece right here, and I want to add just a strip of seal right there, and I'm going to take my twine and lay that down first, and then we're gonna flip that around. Now we're gonna go ahead and pull some more glue and lay that down. Almost caught myself there. I wanted to have that hanging over the back. Rather than try to pull the designer paper up, I wanted to do that and have that laying down. And then I'm just gonna measure down about like right there. And then that way that piece is hanging down for me already. So let's go ahead and do our heat embossing. Unfortunately, the Versamark is on back order and has been for quite some time. I don't know if that's an industry issue, so you might be able to find some Versamark elsewhere, but it's just the Versamark that's not available. And then I'm going to come in with my 'Tis This Season. Do that just like so. And what I did was, before this, I had this, my little embossing buddy. If you don't have an embossing buddy, just like a dryer sheet, just to pull that static off of your paper. And then I'm going to come in with my gold embossing powder. Tap that excess off. That's pretty good. I got a little bit over here. There we go. And I'm going to come in with my heat tool. So bear with me as I emboss, and I just almost put my finger in the embossing powder, but I think I'm okay. Oh, Put these back in the cup. Everything went blowing away. And then I'll pull this up so you can see the magic happen. And I did get a little bit embossing powder off to the side, but that's okay. That it's still kind of, it's almost as if I splattered gold onto that, right? Okay, let's go ahead and push this. This over here with the lid back on. Don't want that to fall. Get this out of the way and get our pieces back here. That went blowing away. Then I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue, just a little bit. Again, it's a brand new glue bottle, so. And then I'm just gonna put that ornament piece topper right there at the top. And try not to squeeze too hard here. And this does cut out 2 pieces. Let me get my towel really quick if I can find it. This does cut out 2 pieces of these stars, so you can even add a second star right here. And then let's bring in our card base. And then I have a piece of foam adhesive sheet right here. And I'm also going to take a Stampin' Dimensional right here at the top. That way this holds down my ornament piece of thread hanging down. And I'm just going to center that right up, push that down. And there we have, oh, we got to add our embellishments. And for our embellishments, I have the iridescent foil gems. Let's add a few pieces of gold fleck here. There we go. There is our first gift card holder. Oh, our bow. Gonna add that right at the top so you can't quite see that hanging over. And there is our gift card holder. Now we're done. So let's go ahead and move on to gift card holder number 2. Which is our Z fold. And so let's get out all those parts and pieces. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. All the bits and pieces. Again, we'll do our scoring in just a moment. Let's get this stuff out of the way. But we have our back panel piece in basic black, and this is a 1/4 panel sheet. So this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. We have a piece of basic white that is our Z fold, and this piece measures at 4 1/4 by 9 3/4. And then we have our DSP pieces. So we have a 4 by 5 1/4 for our back panel. And we have 3 pieces of designer paper, 2 of one pattern, 1 of the other. You can do them all the same pattern. You can do multiple different patterns. These pieces cut at 3 by 4. And then we have our inside pocket piece that is at 2 by 4. So these are our pieces. And then I pulled in that gold foiled frames and labels. This is the label part of it. Let me just show you really quick what it looks like and why they call it gold frames and labels. So here is the packet of gold frames and labels, and as you can see, it has the gold framing around it as well as the labels. So there's 2 cuts right there, and you just have to pull that gently out apart because it doesn't pop out easily. You just got to really just kind of get your finger in there and pop the rest out. But you can use the frame and the label at the same time, or you can use them separately, which I am using this, just the label by itself. And then I die cut our star out in our gold foil. We're going to do our embossing, but let's go ahead and do our scoring and get that out of the way. And then we will do our heat embossing. And again, it's quick and easy. This is one of my favorite gift card holders. And then we're leaving room in the center. If you if you don't use a basic white panel, if you use a color panel, then you can just layer that with a piece of white cardstock that you can add, or vanilla or lighter piece of cardstock. So we're going to be scoring at, I got to open up my arm, get this out of the way. We're going to be scoring at 3 1/4 and 6 1/2. So 3 1/4 and 6 1/2. Okay, that is that. We go ahead and put that away. And then we just crease those edges to make our Z fold. So if you're looking at your card base, fold in, flip this over, and fold back. And that gives you your Z fold. So let's go ahead and do our heat embossing and get that out of the way. Bring in our heat embossing goodies. Oh, thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. These are, I love gift card holding. I love a fun fold and a gift card holder. That is, I love doing that. Anything. I'm not really strong at 3D projects. That's not typically my forte. I love doing them. I just don't love teaching them because I really have to take my time and go slow and all of that. I gotta master that. And one of the gift card holders that Julie DiMatteo from the Paper Pixie, she did a split box. I fell in love with that, and I have to practice it a couple more times and I might come on here and teach it, but she does a fantastic job at that. So if you are not following Julie DiMatteo, the Paper Pixie here on YouTube, please do. She does amazing 3D projects. And she's super patient and goes slow. And that's what I love. So our Be Jolly. Hi, Linda. Welcome in. I'm so sorry I didn't see you pop in here. Oh, I might have to pull. Yeah, that got smudged. Okay, I'm going to have to pull another label. I was paying attention. I just ran my fingers over that. Let me pull another label, guys. It might not be the exact one, but one similar. Okay, unfortunately we'll have to do our square. It's not quite the same, but I was paying attention, or not paying attention. I put my finger right in there. Let's try that one more time. Take two. Oh, you are so sweet, Kathy. Well, that one was an easy one. In all fairness, that matchbook one was an easy one. The boxes I struggle with. I just have to go and take my time. My allergies are really bad this morning. I apologize, friends. Okay. Let's just kind of give this some help right here. There we go. And let's do our heat embossing. Come on. Warm up, gun. There it goes. You made 28 of them? Oh, that's awesome. Linda, you're still recovering from your 9-hour marathon yesterday? Yeah. Patty and I did a mega class together. Had so much fun doing that. And the links went out yesterday and they've been crafting away. Okay. Let's go ahead and start piecing our pieces together now. So we're just going to glue our back panel on. And the orientation goes horizontal, so keep that in mind if you are cutting DSP. Make sure you do that. That's awesome. So glad you were able to do that. And did I not? Hold, please. I think I cut this piece at a different thing. I did not pay attention. Which size is this? Oh, this needs to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So let me go ahead and cut off a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece. I was wondering why that was overlapping. Okay. Make sure that back panel is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then our DSP is 4 by 5 1/4. Oh, Julie is your demonstrator. That's awesome, Kathy. Well, welcome. Okay, so there is our back panel. And then we have our DSP panel pieces. So our bottom one is Wait, hold please. Let's do this the proper way. Hold on. I had this backwards. I was wondering why that was not folding up like that. There we go. So here is where our DSP for our gift card is going. So this is going to go right here at the inside bottom. And then I'm going to bring in that little punch and punch a notch. Okay, that's going to go just like so. And then I'm going to add tear and tape along the side edges and along the bottom. So let me grab my tear and tape. And again, I want to go as far to the top of the edge as I possibly can without going over. Again, you can use liquid glue. You just have to hold it down just a little bit longer for it to adhere. I just like, anytime I'm using gift cards, I just like to use tear and tape. Just my preference for adhesive. Okay. There we go. Pull those release tapes off. Exactly. But I want to at least make the fold go correctly. So I'm just going to leave, I'm not going to go all the way to the end. I'm going to leave a nice little border right there. And that leaves a nice little border around, makes it nice and aesthetically pleasing to the eye. And then I'm going to add this pattern to the top right here. I will be happy when my seal gets here because I'm not a real huge Seal Plus fan. If I'm going to use tape, it's going to be seal, but we just have to be extra cautious. I just have a heavy hand and sometimes that just does not work. And then on the back, we're going to flip this over and we're just going to do the top and the middle. And this is the bottom part that gets adhered to the panels, so you don't have to do that. And you don't necessarily have to do the back. It's not a complete issue. I just like having the look of that. And I added the stars to the top and the circles to the middle. It is really, really, really pretty. You're going to love this DSP. And I've done several projects with it. I will link in my blog post and in the description box the videos using this designer paper so you can get more ideas of using this designer paper. I originally was going to do a gift card holder class for November. Unfortunately, my November schedule did not allow that to happen. So you are getting a couple gift cards free from me. Okay. There we have that. So I'm going to go ahead on this back panel. You definitely want some sort of Seal Plus, or DSP. Oh, you are so welcome. Just because you need something just a little bit sturdier. And you're going to want to center that up just like so. Fold that up, and there we have that. So let's go ahead and bring in our 2 pieces here. Apologize, we had to change the label up a little bit. But it still works just fine. And then I am just going to bring in a Stampin' dimensional and put that right in the center of the star just to pop that star up. You don't have to do that. It's just something just to give it a little bit more dimension. Apologize, my husband's phone's ringing and he's in the other room. So apologize if you hear that ringing. So there is our gift card holder. For number 2, let's go ahead and put our gift card in there. Just like so. This is on your list. You think you have to move it up to the next order? Sarah, it's absolutely gorgeous. This paper is stunning, and make sure you get the gold foil to be paired with it, as well as if you want to level it up just even a little bit further, the gold foil frames and labels. It really brings that up, and I don't think it needs any embellishments. I think it's perfectly fine as is. So let's go ahead and move on to project number 3, which is gift card holder number 3. And this is our gatefold gift card holder. So it opens up like that, and our gift card is right here. So here is our next one, and we're going to do some heat embossing again. So let's go ahead and bring in the parts and pieces for that, and we'll go over the scoring. This one's like a special score and cut, so we will go over that in just a moment. You want to start off with a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of card base. You need a 4 by 5.25 piece for the inside. I used the Nested Essentials dies. I used the second size of the rounded square for the basic black. And then I have a DSP piece that is 2 7/8 by 4, and then 2 1/4 by 4 for the fronts. If you don't like that long of a border, you can cut this at 2.5 by 4. So this is 2 1/4 by 4. If you want to layer it up, keep it at 2 1/4 by 4. And then this piece, we are just going to be doing our tree. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to do our cut score lineup. Oh, you are fine, Cheryl. No problem whatsoever. Okay, we're going to take along the horizontal side, along the 8.5 inch side. We are going to line this up at 4 1/4. I got to look at my notes really quick. Yes, line this up at 4 1/4. Actually, I need to bring my cutting blade up to the top. You want your cutting blade at the top. So we're going to line this up at 4 1/4. And we are going to cut down to 2 3/4. And I took a piece of basic white strip of cardstock, and I just took a strip and added that on there, so it's easier for me to read the dimensions on the side of that. So again, 4 1/4, and we are going to cut down to 2 3/4. So I'm just going to bring this slowly down to the 2 3/4 mark, which is right there. You see where that point, that tick mark, I don't know if you could see that, lines up to 2 3/4. Now we're going to rotate this with the cut side off to the left-hand side, and we're going to line this up at 2 3/4 and score down to that cut line. So line that up at 2 3/4. And we're going to take our scoring tool and cut or score down to that cut line. And I'm going to do that a couple of times just to really get a deep score. And you see that that score line comes down to that cut line. Now I'm going to take this and fold this in half very gently. Typically I like to score my card bases. I just want to make sure that that lines up just like so. I want to make sure. So I'm going to see that there's like a bubble there. I want to take that bubble with my bone folder and gently crease that edge. So now this piece right here where the score line or the cut line at the top is your back panel. Now we're going to take this piece and we're going to fold this top piece over, and this becomes your gift card holder. So now I'm going to open this back up and I'm going to cut a notch in this back panel here. And again, this is just a 1-inch punch. You can use whichever size you want to use. And that leaves a notch. And now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be only adding tear and tape or glue, whichever you'd like to use, along this left side and along the top. So let me bring in my tear and tape. Left side and along the top. Because I don't want to go all the way around because that you have your notch there. And let's go ahead and pull that release tape off. And then we'll just fold that down. And then now we are ready to go ahead and add our designer paper. And you can see, you can just slide that gift card in just like so. Just like that. So let's go ahead and do our back panel piece. Again, this does cover a good portion of this and just leaves a little portion at the bottom for you to write. If you want to add an additional 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of basic white to the back for more writing, you can do that. If you want to like stamp another sentiment on the inside, you can, and then write on the back, whichever you'd like to do. But this is the inside panel piece. Okay, then I'm just going to add some adhesive to this. And I'm going to go all the way to the top. I'm not leaving a border on this. And that basically just covers that top portion of the white and shows kind of like the continuation of the DSP. Then I'm going to open up this, add my front DSP here. That would even look really nice, but I already did that pattern on the last one. So just trying to change that up a little bit. These patterns all go really, really nice. Now, again, I would personally, if you don't put a piece of white on here, I would definitely cut this at 2.5 instead of 2.25 if you want a little bit more DSP, but because we're adding the tree and the other elements, it's just easier. Okay, let's go ahead and bring back our embossing kits. I'm going to do one piece at a time. I'm actually going to do the tree first so it can cool down so I could die cut it. And there are 2 trees in the bundle. There's a fat one and then a tall, skinny one. A chunky one. There we go. Let's go ahead and bring in our gold embossing powder. We need our tweezers. Okay. And I'm turning the heat gun on. Yeah, Linda, enjoy your game. I think we are playing each other. I'm not sure who we're playing, but game's getting ready to get started, so I gotta heat this up. I'm not sure who we're playing. Patty, if you're still in the live, who do we play this morning? Thank you for joining me, Linda. Okay, there is that. We're gonna let that cool off. And then our Merry Christmas. Let's prep our little square here. Isn't it pretty? That one is really gorgeous, especially on the black. Okay, let's go ahead and add our our gold powder. Kind of looks like glitter. Okay. There we go. Put that over here. Put my lid on. And I'm turning on the heat tool, guys. Isn't it? See the magic happen. Come on, warm up. Let me flip it around here. That's easier. Time for the magic. My S did get cut off just a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, let me go ahead and grab the die that goes with this. Got buried over here. And we have our tall, skinny tree. Get this out of the way. Get my Post-it tape to hold that down so it's nice and even. bear with me while I die cut that out. Okay. There we go. And then I'm just going to add some adhesive to the back of this. It's going to go right here off to the right-hand side. And then I'm going to come in with my gold tree, and I'm going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals to the bottom half of that, because that's hanging over, so you don't want to add it to the entire tree. You just want to add it to the bottom. There we go. And that's just going to go just like that. And then we are going to add a few embellishments. Oh. Okay, let's pull this off. There we go, my friends. There is our third and final gift card. Let me bring in all three. And so we have our standard card, our Z-fold card, and our little gatefold door or barn door fold. So I would love to know in the chat, as well as the replay, I always ask what your favorite is. I love all three of this one, I can honestly say. But I'm like the mother that can't pick their child. So there are all three of the cards. The gold on the black cardstock is beautiful. I know, isn't it? I love this. I've tried it on white, and it works on white with just different patterns, as you can see. But if you have a black background, it really looks nice. Even on the white, the gold one on the black card. Oh, I read that. Sorry, guys. So I want to thank you all for joining me today. I know I have a few new viewers in here, and if you liked this, be sure you hit that like button, as well as the subscribe button if you have not. Hit the subscribe button and notification bell to all, so when I go live and upload a video, it will go live, I should say. I used to upload videos, but go live, it will let you know. It helps me continue growing my channel. Thank you all so much. Oh, okay, you're playing Houston. Okay, wasn't sure. But I'm off to watch the 49er game, so thank you all for joining me. I will see you on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Jenny and I are doing the stack and shuffle technique, so I hope you can join me there, or at least watch the replay. And I'm giving you some sneak peeks of some upcoming available products that are coming available in November. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you all next time for more creative fun. Bye, everyone.